Hi, this is Mary Ellen with Portraits of Me, and today I'm doing a book outlet unboxing. I did some shopping on Black Friday at Book Outlet because they were having a deal and a sale, and of course I decided to get a few Christmas gifts so that I could get books for myself as well, because you have to meet that $35 in shipping. And so to get to that, I have to buy more books. And so I did. And since I don't have that many book lovers in my household, that means I got a few gifts, but most of them were for me. So Merry Christmas to me. How many of you guys do that? Do you guys ever do that? Like, go to a book website knowing you're going to get like one or two books for friends and then the rest are going to be yours? I don't know. I think it's kind of a fun excuse to go shopping for yourself during the Christmas holidays, right? Anyway, I do have a stack of books that I want to share with you today, and hopefully I can get through them pretty quickly. I don't want to make this a really long video, but I do have some exciting books that I want to share. So let's get to the books. This book right here I got is called The Abominable. And this book sounds interesting because it's 1924, so it's kind of historical. And it's the race to summit the world's highest mountain. And it's their story about that. But I think something happens that's kind of terrifying on that mountain, hence the title. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounded really good when I read the synopsis on Book Outlet, so I'm looking forward to reading this book right here. And kind of in that same vein of snow and mountains, I got this book right here called The Terror. And this one sounded really good because it was about the Franklin expedition that was lost. And back maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had this fascination about the Franklin expedition and all the stories surrounding that I have a few books in my bookshelves about the historical aspects of that expedition. And then when I saw this book, it sounded really interesting because this is a historical fiction tale about that shipwreck or that mysterious disappearance of that ship. And it's so funny though, because once I bought it and I unboxed it at home real quick to look through the books, I'm like, I think I have this one. So I went running to my bookshelves and I do have this book already. I have the hard-covered book, but this is the soft-covered edition, which I think I'm going to enjoy a little bit more reading because it's, as you can see, this is a really thick book, and the hardcover was like huge because of the mass of the book. So I think it'll be easier to read in this edition. So I don't mind if I have two. Another book that I got because it was very cheap on the Book Outlet Black Friday sale was this one right here. Because I like Elvis Presley, this one is called The Unmaking of Elvis Presley, Careless Love. And I think it's just pretty much the story of his rise to stardom and then his slow descent all the way up to his death, I believe. So that's the story here. Another softcover book I got, which if you know me, I normally don't get a lot of soft-covered books, but in this haul I got a good amount, so maybe I'm changing my ways. I don't know, maybe not. So this one right here is Jane Eyre. Oh wait, I said the title wrong. Becoming Jane Eyre. So that's this one right here. And the funny thing is I've never read any of the books about Jane Eyre or by Jane Eyre. But this one sounded so interesting. This is the year is 1846. In a cold parsonage on the gloomy Yorkshire moors, a family seems cursed with disaster. A mother and 2 children dead, a father sick without fortune and hardened by the loss of his 2 most beloved family members, a son destroyed by alcohol, and 3 strong, intelligent young women reduced to poverty and spinsterhood with nothing to save them from their fate. Nothing, that is, except their remarkable literary talent. So it sounded really good, so I picked that one up. And it's not too thick, so it's going to be hopefully a quick read. And now we come to the hard-covered edition books that I bought. The first one is this one right here. It's called The Boy on the Wooden Box. And this one is a historical fiction book as well about World War II. And it's the story about this young boy. And the little tags here says how the impossible became possible on Schindler's List. So I'm not too familiar with what this book's about, but because of the era, I decided to pick it up and hopefully I'll enjoy it. So if you like World War II and if you read this book, please let me know below if it's something that you liked or enjoyed. And the next buy I got was one that I wanted for a long time. This is a throwback to my childhood, and so when I saw it, I picked it up. I do have a copy of this book, but I have this soft paperback edition, and I wanted a hardcover. The only thing I didn't like about this book that I purchased was the picture on the front, because I'm not a fan of people on my covers, but this one is from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. And I loved this book when I was young. I loved reading it. It was so fun. It really got my imagination going. And so I decided to get this lovely 50th edition book. It's celebrating 50 years, and add this one to my collection. So this one's a really fun tale. It's about these two young kids who decide to run away from home. Have you ever done that or thought about that when you were young? Yeah, I think all of us have. And so it's fun because I would never really run away because I was one of those logical kids who thought, well, how will I eat? How would I take a shower? How will I do things without a home? So I never did run away, although I did think about it once in a while. But this is fun because I could go into this book and have that adventure with these two kids. So it's a really fun book. I do recommend it if you have younger kids. And then the next book I got was a total BookTube made me buy it book, and that one is Sky in the Deep. So I got this one because for one thing the cover is beautiful, for another I've seen so many booktubers talk about this book that it really intrigued me, and so I'm looking forward to reading this one. And I'm not too sure what this one's about. I think there's some kind of war going on in the land where this lady lives, and she ends up finding that her brother, who she thought was dead, is actually fighting for the enemy or something to that extent. I could be totally wrong, but from what I'm gathering from watching booktube videos, that's what I think it's about. And so it sounds very interesting, and I'm looking forward to checking it out and seeing if I have the right idea about it. Okay, so this book right here I got because it's about this book, but it's this book. It's called Ban This Book, and it's about some kids who are in school, and I think they're banning this book from the reading list, which is a book I love. I don't know why they would ban it, but I'll find out when I read this book. So because it had this book in the synopsis of this book, I decided to buy it and check it out and see what it's about because it sounded interesting, because it references one of the books that I really loved growing up as a child. Okay, one thing you may not know about me is I grew up in that era of books where you could choose your own adventure and choose your own ending. And I used to love those books when I was growing up. They were one of my favorite books to pick up and read. And so when I was on Book Outlet, I found this book right here that's Pick the Plot book. Oh my gosh. So I snagged it. It's called Story Thieves. You guys might be familiar. There's a series about story thieves and these kids who can go in, I think they can go into books, into the stories, into the books, and have adventures. But this book that they go into is a Pick Your Plot book, and I'm so excited because I used to love these when I was young. So the way this works is you're reading the story and it will tell you where to turn, or it will ask you what you want to do. So I am really looking forward to reading this book. So here's an example. It tells you if you want to do this, you're going to go to this page number, but if you want to do something different, you go to a different page number. And I'm looking forward to reading this and kind of reliving my childhood when I could pick the plot in my books. Do you guys remember those? Do you guys remember reading these types of books? If you do, let me know if you were one who enjoyed picking your own plot and rereading that book and changing your adventure. And another book I got was this one right here. It's called Feeder. And this one has been on my wish list on Book Outlet for quite a while. And so when the sale was going on, I decided to get it because it was a tad bit cheaper with the sale. And now I don't remember what it's about. So it says, is she the hunter or is she the bait feeder? So yeah, it was on my wish list, so I know it's one that I wanted, so now I have it. And the next book I got is actually the second book in a series. I have the first book, which I got in a previous book outlet order. So when I saw the sequel for sale, I think it was like $1.50. It was really cheap. I thought, even though I haven't read the first book, and I don't even know if I like the first book, I'm going to take a gamble with that $1.50 and buy the second book. So I got this book here. It's Traveler. It's the sequel to Seeker. Actually, I bought Seeker at Barnes & Noble. But now I have the sequel to it, so hopefully it's enjoyable enough to want to continue after I read the first book. And here's the second book. I'm not going to go into what this one is about because it is the sequel, and I don't remember what the first one, Seeker, is about. You know, me and my memory. But anyway, I'm looking forward to reading this one. And then I got 2 other additional books. The reason I placed this order, so all those books were for me. So now I have 2 gifts I want to share with you. And I'm actually going to share just one of them. And that's this one right here. It's called The Outsiders. If you watched one of my previous videos, I mentioned that my cousin recommended this book to me. And so I bought the soft-covered paperback book. I actually have it right here. So I bought this edition and I read it and I really, really liked it. And so since I know he really, really likes it and he's been talking about wanting to buy him a copy, I got him the nice exclusive 50th anniversary edition, which is so cool because this edition has like photos from the movie. It has correspondence from the author to the publishing house, and it's just an all-around fun extra features in this book that I think he would really enjoy. So I got this for him, and the only reason I'm showing it to you all is because I don't think he watches my videos. And if he does, uh-oh, he knows what he's getting for Christmas. So that's what I got him. The second book I got, I'm not going to show you because it's a gift for my husband, and I don't want him to watch this video. I don't know if he watches my videos either, but if he does, I don't want him to see the gift he's going to get for Christmas, but I will share it with you after Christmas. And that's it, you guys. That is my wonderful book outlet haul. So anyway, let me go ahead and pile these. I haven't done a pile thing before in quite a while, showing you all the wonderful books I got. And as I'm piling this, I do want to get you guys' feedback. I did a book outlet order like maybe 5 or 6 months ago, but I never recorded the video because a lot of the books that I bought were scratch and dent books. And if you are interested in seeing what kind of condition the scratch and dent books come from Book Outlet, please let me know and I would be happy to record that video for you, because I do have to say, their scratch and dent books, I was not impressed by them at all. I was actually so disappointed in that book purchase because I got a lot of scratch and dents. And the conditions they came in were actually worse than I thought they were going to be. So if you're interested in seeing that, let me know by leaving a comment below in the comment box, and I'll go ahead and record a quick video on that for you guys and show you how those came. My arm is starting to like shake because these are heavy and I'm not really in shape. Okay, just one more book. Can I do it? Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, just one more book. Oh my gosh, this is hard. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There you go, you guys. Here's all the books that I got in my Book Outlet Black Friday haul. If you did a book haul for Black Friday with Book Outlet, please let me know in the comment box below. I'd be happy to check out your video and see what books you purchased. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And have a great morning, day, evening, or night. And I will see you in my next video. I would wave, but I can't let go of my books or else they will fall. So bye!